prophet. Let's go back to Joseph Smith, prophet. He's an inspired man. Obviously, he's the prophet. He's learning to be a prophet. You know, this is new.
Right.
You know?
Right.
And he said back in he said this morning he was visiting a brother and sister from Michigan who thought that a prophet is always a prophet. But I told them that a prophet was a prophet only when he was acting as such. You know, and he mentioned later how sometimes they have opinions. You know, let's just go back. So let's go back to Joseph Fielding Smith back in 1961. He said that man would never get on the moon.
Right.
I mean, he said,
Joseph Fielding Smith
he
said that?
he said man would never go to space, go to the moon.
Yeah.
That would never happen.
Come on.
No way. That's great. We landed on the moon.
So 1961, it was like 7 years later, wasn't it? We were on the moon.
I was going to go.
So
in his lifetime.
Here's the only thing as you get into that. Here's the only thing I want to know. In what context? Where did he say this? And like, was it from the pulpit?
Fact checker.
Where did he say it?
He said it at a state conference in Hawaii.
Okay.
May 14th,
He said that man would never be on the moon.
He said, we will never get a man into space. This earth is man's spirit, and it was never intended that he should get away from it.
So
the moon is a superior planet to the earth, and it was never intended that man should go there. You can write it down in your books that this would never happen. Bam, 8 years later.
Dang. John F. Kennedy said, what's up? What's up, President Smith?
Yeah. 8 years later, whenever, what was it, 68?
Yeah.
Something, 69. Anyways, a reporter asked him, and he said, well, I was wrong, wasn't I?
Well,
that's a good attitude.
But it is. I mean,
it did Apollo. I think it was Apollo 15. This part I'm not. I can't remember the exact mission, but they brought a Utah flag to the moon. It brought it back. He gave it to Joseph Fielding Smith.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
really.
But it was more of just the great state of Utah. It wasn't like a.
I mean, part of that could be like where the Lord says, "Hey, maybe be careful what you say." I don't know. You know, I mean, because I'm just saying, like, hey, it can happen. So let's don't ever say never. But yeah. But
we have to remember. So in our lifetime, Elder D. Todd Christofferson said this. He said, "It should be remembered that not every statement by a church leader, past or present, necessarily constitutes doctrine. It is commonly understood in the church that a statement made by one leader on a single occasion often represents a personal, though well-considered opinion, not meant to be official or binding for the whole church." So, I mean, like prophet, we go all the way back to Prophet Joseph Smith. I mean, he's a prophet. He speaks for the church, but I mean, these men are men, mortals who, I mean, they had their opinions too,
So I've got some. So think of this. This is a thought that came to my head. I think what he said at the time at that conference about saying man will never go to the moon. I think he was speaking from a doctrinal basis of that this earth was created for men. There's no reason to leave it. And in reality, there isn't, and this is, believe me, this is up for debate and things. I've heard people say, what's the purpose of NASA? But I mean, there's a lot of good things that happens that we got satellites, we got things, there's a lot of good, but I'm saying, going to the moon, what has that really done for, what's the purpose of going to the moon? There really, there's, and I'm not saying yay or nay.
All our space people left the show now.
No. And that's what I want to make clear. But what I'm getting to was there, if we had never, I guess what I'm getting to is if we had never went to the moon, would we be, what would have happened? We would have been all destroyed. I don't know. You see what I'm saying? But what I'm getting to is this. I thought of Martin Harris when he, okay, let's say Andrew Hester was in the room when Joseph Smith told Martin Harris twice, let's just say 2 times, the Lord said, no, you're not getting those 116 pages. You don't need to show them to anybody. Already twice. And you're in the room. All of a sudden, Andrew gets called off to Pennsylvania to go do something, an errand. So you're in Pennsylvania and you're a leader of the church and you get up and say, those 116 pages will never go to Martin Harris. You've got every right to believe it because you heard it and it was done. Well, all of a sudden the Lord did relent and say, okay, fine, but you can do it like this. So perhaps he did at the time. Maybe the Lord did reveal to him that, no, I'm not going to let people, we're not going to do this. But the Lord allows agency. He allows determination and things. It was not something we were trying to do to be evil, to get to the moon or anything.
Yeah.
And so maybe the Lord did say, okay, you know what? I will allow it. I will allow these great minds to do this. And it did change. And so, that was not a doctrinal point. I mean, I'm sure people left the church over that. I'm sure they did.
Critics want to go after that one.
Exactly.
And so,
these are men, that
Elder M. Russell Ballard,
God,
Elder M. Russell Ballard in our lifetime said that he made a presentation. And he said, "I'm a general authority, but that doesn't make me authority in general." Basically, yes, it's great. It's super great to learn the backgrounds, learn the biblical, every little detail that helps.
Yeah.
But apostles, their assignment, their call is to preach and help others come into Christ.
Yeah, right.
So therefore he was and he said that before people were asking him questions, but basically, he might not know every single answer to every single question.
And at the time that he said it was a true statement.
Yeah.
Probably wasn't much. I mean, there was probably programs trying to let's get to space, but he was like, you know what? We're not going there. I mean, it's not going to happen, but it did.
Yeah.
There's no doctrine that was changed there. Nothing with the plan of salvation was hindered in that moment. It didn't matter if we went to space or not, is what I was getting to before for our space people. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you know what I mean? People that love NASA and believe it, and all this kind of stuff. But you know what I'm saying? I mean, it's usually things like that people leave the church over, when in reality you go, it's really got nothing to do with church. It's really got nothing to do with the plan of salvation. It's got nothing to do with anything.
Opinions. So again, prophets, they're
who knows what the context of the question was.
So 21:5, the reason I said that, so for his word he shall receive as if from my own mouth in all patience and faith. So
it's interesting.
This is interesting. As I was pondering these sections, it got brought up. But anyway. Yeah,
like Wilford Woodruff said, we'll never be led astray.
Yeah.
And that's not leading astray.
No.
For people to go, oh, we're not going to the moon. I mean, okay. Cool,
I mean, there's a lot of Brigham Young,
but still the priesthood.
Brigham Young quotes that we could battle each, but
here's the thing. President Nelson just said, we're never going to Mars. See you in 7 years, buddy.
Did he say that?
No. Okay. No. But that's a very interesting discussion.
I do like that. Yeah.
I was reading about
I think it's
section 21. I was watching a YouTube video of this guy 4 years ago, and it got brought up how people literally every word that comes out of a prophet's mouth
right.
is true. Like Joe Smith said,
that's right.
He said, I can't have my own opinions.
Look, and
that's right. Exactly.
And look, here's the thing: is the things that we're to pay attention to when a prophet speaks is doctrinal things.
Yeah.
When he says,
what are we doing? What are we dealing with right now? A vaccine.
Yeah, exactly.
The prophet got the vaccine.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. And you know what? That was what he wanted to do.
That's his decision.
But is it doctrine that I have to have that? If I don't get that vaccine, does that cut me off from exaltation?
No.
You see what I'm saying? We got to step back and put things into perspective. He is the prophet of the world. He receives revelation for us, for us to receive exaltation one day, that we can get and be where we need to be and do what we need to do to get there, that the Lord wants us to do. He relates that to us. If he says, hey, if you don't live in Utah, or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Something crazy, that doesn't really matter. I'm not saying it. I shouldn't say that. I shouldn't say crazy, but you know what I'm saying?
Yes. Joe Smith in his lifetime, he lived up to age 38, and he spoke for the church. Great, wonderful, marvelous work and a wonder happened underneath, under his direction. But he was persecuted. He had a few opinions that people would just like, dude, really, but he was living life too, I mean, but he was prophet of the Lord. But anyway, this Constitution inspired document. What's up? Deacons, teachers,
also think about Joseph Smith running for president.
Yeah.
Let's get into that. No, I mean, the Lord knew when he was going to die, but he still allowed him to go for it and start making plans. But it's our agency. Man. We have agency. Those people that worked at NASA had agency to continue to work towards that goal to get to the moon, and they got there.
And it doesn't mean it's a bad goal either.
It's exactly what I'm saying. It's not. If we went, great. If we didn't, we didn't. I mean, but it's doesn't.
Hey, Marcus, where can our listeners and viewers find us on social media?
Where can they not find us, Jackson? We're everywhere.
Everywhere.
I mean, we are on basically one of the easiest things we could do is go to our website, saintsinthesouth.com, because you can go into that thing. It's going to list all the podcasts that we're on, the YouTube channel, the you know, we're on Instagram, Saints in the South. We're on Twitter, Saints in the South. We're on Facebook, Saints in the South. I mean, what else? What's left?
That's right. We've almost got it all covered. There's a few other things out there.
We're in Church News, Saints of the South. No, we're not there. But
so Andrew, tell us about them those extra side videos you're doing.
Uncle Andrew's box of socks.
That's right.
Yeah, man. We put on our socks and go down some of these dirt roads and
get them
some
wet.
fun church history facts. So
hey, yeah, y'all check us out. See y'all.